This is the Rusted Willow, and my name is Tammy. And today I am participating in the Bridal Fair 2024, a DIY shabby chic wedding event. And this is hosted by Dawn from Shabby Meets Bling.
Hi Tammy, I've been planning and implementing a DIY shabby chic wedding event. My bride is so impressed with your talents and skills, she would like you to create the table numbers for her reception. She is also requesting that you use thrifted house numbers when making those table numbers. We are so excited and we cannot wait to see your final creations.
This is the color board or the mood board that the bride has in mind. So I'm going to try to stick to these colors and hopefully I can pull off something beautiful for her. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is spray paint these two thrifted frames in flat white paint. And I just give them just a once over, not full coverage, just something to help my paint stick to the frame once I get it, for when I get it painted. Now, on these numbers that I picked up, they were all I could find, so I hope the bride is okay with these numbers, but they are different sizes, different fonts, just all different, because you want a theme for your wedding, but it doesn't have to be all matchy-matchy. So I am using this Conch silk paint by Dixie Belle, which I love this color. It is absolutely gorgeous, and it's the perfect shade of pale pink. And I just give this number 7 just a once over. I don't even give it 2 coats. I just give it 1 coat, and then I'm going to distress it back here in a little bit. Okay, number 6, I am going to paint in Champness Fusion paint. And again, I just give it 1 good coat. Look at that coverage. Okay, perfect coverage. I'm sure you figured out that I picked up these numbers because 1, I loved the chippiness of the number 7, and 2, I loved the rustiness of the number 6. So there goes that, because we are making this shabby chic. So rust is not in the cards for shabby chic, but that's okay. All right, so I'm just finishing up painting the number 6, and on the number 2, I don't show it, but I do paint it in 14 karat gold by Folk Art acrylic paint, and it went on just fine. So now I am taking this teacup and saucer. The pink is a little bright for the bride's mood board, so you can paint over that if you would like, and you don't even have to use a saucer. But I use this double-sided sticky tape, and I just put the styrofoam down in the cup, in the teacup. It's like an oversized teacup, which I love, and it sticks perfectly. And I'm using this design for the number 2 table because I feel like that's where the mother-in-law is going to sit, either the 1 or 2 table. And I fill the teacup full of pearls, which I absolutely love. These pearls, they are the perfect, like, they're not too white, they're the perfect shade, the perfect vintage shade of pearls. And then I take this house number and I bend the little tabs back so that I can put this wire through there and then stick it into the styrofoam. But I kind of size it up first before I cut the wire. And by the way, that 24 karat gold folk art paint only took one coat. And this is a metal number 2, and it adhered to the number 2 perfectly. So I go to put my glue gun on because I'm going to tack some of the pearls in place. And here is how this turned out. It even says mother on the side of this teacup. So that's why I thought it's the perfect table marker for the mother's table or the mother-in-law. So now my next design, I have this, it's drawer liner I picked up at TJ Maxx, and it smells like lilacs, and it's the perfect muted purple. I love this paper. It is gorgeous. And I am going to cut around this glass that goes into a frame, and I'm going to adhere it onto this glass with a glue stick. Now you could use spray adhesive, you could use Mod Podge. I'm using a glue stick because I don't want the wrinkles. And I had absolutely no trouble with it sticking. So then I take my little finger sander and sand the edges. And now I'm going to paint this frame. Now this is a wooden frame, and I'm painting it in Fusion's cashmere color. It is the perfect creamy white color, and it's like an off-white, but not yet an ivory or a bone. I don't know how to explain it, but it looks ivory compared to the white spray paint, but it's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. It's a nice warm white color. And I just give it a once over. And then I distress back the paper because I don't want the paper to look, because it's white and purple, so I don't want it to be that stark white, and I wanted to mute down the purple just a little bit more. Now I took this backing outside and I sprayed it with some spray adhesive, and I'm going to lay it down on this textured wallpaper. And I use textured wallpaper for quite a few things. I really love it because it's very sturdy, and I mean, it looks great in frames, and you can just do a lot with it. So then I cut around the frame, and there it is. So, and then I use my Cricut tool to smooth it out. And I actually used my Cricut tool to smooth out the last paper that I adhered down with the glue stick, just to get out all the bubbles and make sure that it's nice and adhered down. Okay, now on this textured wallpaper, I'm taking that cashmere color again, and I'm just going over it. I'm not giving it full coverage. I'm just like dry brushing it over the top of the texture, just to kind of mute down the white. And now I'm taking this vintage lace that I picked up at a thrift store. And I actually just bought this lace. I mean, look how thick it is. My goodness. And I just adhere it with a tiny bit of glue at the top. And then I just put a little tiny dot of glue on each of the sides. And then I believe this is the top. I don't go all the way down or as down as far as I had it, because I just like the scallops, the scalloped edges. And then I cut the lace down around the backing. Once I get that all done, I just add a few more little dots of glue, teeny tiny dots. And then that backing is ready to go in the frame. But now we have to bling up our number 7. So I had these adhesive pearls. And I wanted to go all over the number 7, but I just couldn't figure out how to do it. And I really didn't like how that looked. And so I have most of my craft room packed up because I am cleaning it, moving it around, and changing up my furniture a little bit. And so I could not find my pearls that I normally use. Otherwise, I would have put bigger pearls on this number 7 and placed them by hand. So this was not my original intent. I just could not find my other pearls. So after I get that adhered down, I just cut around it, and then I am adding some of this frayed gauze ribbon. I actually had some lace on there first and I didn't like it by itself, so I thought I would add layers. And I actually cut down that vintage lace. I cut it down to make smaller strips. So I'm just layering up this lace. And I thought this was a brooch, but it's actually an earring. It's a big earring. Or maybe it's a pin. I don't know. It looked like an earring to me. But I picked this up at a thrift store for like 99 cents. And I didn't like how white the pearls were, so I took some of that cashmere and I just brushed over them to kind of dull them down and give them more of a vintage look. And then I just kind of brush over the number 7 just to kind of give it some more shabbiness. And I had already sanded it. I don't think I showed that, but I did sand the number 7 down so that some of that chippiness does come through. And now I'm going to put the frame together. I forgot what I was getting ready to do. I'm going to put the frame together before I place the number 7 because I want to make sure that it is in the center of the frame. And I love this idea because it stands up on the table on its own. These numbers won't stand up on their own. So this is a great way to display your numbers. I love the little teacup idea. I love the teapot. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can create shabby chic table numbers. It's just unlimited. Now, I have not seen the teacup idea, so if y'all have seen that before, let me know. But I've not seen that before, so I hope that's an original design. And now I'm taking this champagne metallic color by Fusion, and I am just going over this entire frame. I love the muted color, but I just think that it needed a little bit more shimmer and shine for me. And I love how it turns out. Now this is very understated shabby chic. I feel like I feel like it was missing something, but I couldn't figure out what. And I didn't want to make it too gaudy. I wanted it to be, I don't know. I just wanted it to be simple and very chic and understated. Now, I thought about going around it with these pearls, but then I thought that was just too much. So let me know what you think. Should I have added more pearls to this? Should I have added more ribbon, more lace? Let me know what you think. I was trying to go for an understated look because this is going to be our overstated look. And I absolutely love how this turns out. So I think number 2 and number 6 are my favorites. Hands down, my favorites. So I am adding the jewels to number 6, 2 rows of these silver and pearl jewels. It gets a little tricky around the corners, but I figure it out. So I cut a slit in between these so I can lay them down one side at a time because that was easier than trying to put them down at the same time. And that worked out perfectly. And then on the flat part of this number 6, I just placed those 2 jewels separately. And then I am taking this gauze ribbon. It's frayed on either edge, and I am just cutting slits in the ribbon just to give it some more body, and I'm going to make a messy bow. I'm just kind of using up the scraps of this ribbon that I cut down, or this lace, I guess. I'm sorry, this lace. The lace that I cut down, I'm just cutting little ribbons just to make a little messy bow. And I want to add some bling to it, just very slight. And then once I get all my little pieces cut, I take a piece of twine and I tie it together. And then I glue it on to the front of the 6. And I did take some champagne. I guess I don't show that. I took some champagne metallic paint and I just dry brushed it over the front of the 6 just to kind of give it some shimmer. And then I add this into the frame. I love using the frames for the table numbers. I fell in love with this. Now, on this one, I added the champagne metallic paint to the corners, and I hope you can see the difference. Absolutely love it. All right, don't forget to go over to Dawn's channel, Shabby Meets Bling, and check out the premiere. Say hello to my friends Tracy Vanover from Design Mischief and Mayhem, as well as Up All Night DIY with Monica. I cannot wait to see what they have created for the reception. All right, guys, now it's time for the final reveal. You're going to have to let me know what you think. Which table number was your favorite? I hope the bride is happy with how this turned out. I absolutely love this number 2. I think it is so sweet, just with the pearls spilling over and the little vintage jewelry. And here's the number 7. Now let me know if you think I should have added the pearls around the sides or not. Because I almost did, and then I thought, oh, I don't want to gaudy it up. I like it just simple, beautiful with the lace. And here's the number 6. And I think you can really see the metallic paint on the edges of that design. Oh, just gorgeous. I love the jewels. Love it. So let me know which one was your favorite. And here's all 3 of them together. I feel like they're very cohesive, and I mean, they're gorgeous. This is something that I would have at my wedding. So I try not to make anything that I wouldn't have at my own house. And I just love these. So let me know what you think. I still feel like number 7 needs a little bit something. I just don't know what it is. But I hope the bride will be very happy with how these turned out. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fabulous weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.